I'm going to ask a question that most people out there are afraid to ask. Today, talking about 2024, the major religious leaders of the world all promote social justice, care for the downtrodden, compassion. They have a vision of world unity under the flag of their beliefs, but still a vision of world unity of compassion and love. Why is it that just about every imam we see, every major Muslim leader, religious leader, calls for jihad and calls for the death of the Jews, and not so openly calls for the death of Christianity in the Western world? Why is it that way? The answer that's given is because Christianity experienced the Reformation. Other religions were attacked, were deposed from their political power, and they had to focus on a spiritual message. Christianity, in its harsh form, was rejected 400 years ago. They had to remake themselves. It is only Islam that has not remade itself. There may be many reasons for this, but the most important reason is that Islam, or the religious leaders of Islam, articulate an anger that the common folk have against others for various reasons, whether they're unjust or appear to be unjust, but the religious leaders articulate an anger of frustration with others outside of them. You're angry with those who control you. You're angry with those who are better off than you, and in your mind, not as pious as you. If they're not as pious as you, why did they deserve anything? Well, the answer is they don't deserve anything. You're allowed to take it from them. And so the religious leaders pander to those feelings of contempt and jealousy and frustration and anger, and feed on that and say that these people deserve to die. And if they deserve to die, that means you can do whatever you want to them and take anything that they have. How that worked out, instead of creating an alternative Islam, is for people who are brighter than me to discuss. But what we have is Islam never had to remake itself in the eyes of its adherents. The adherents did not reject the violence, the anger, the avarice, the murderousness, the sexual desires and images of the populace. It's sad because amongst the peoples, the vast majority are sensitive, bright, caring, compassionate. The problem is that when you have an ideal that is corrupt or corrupted by certain elements that are inappropriate, so then you don't have a correct ideal. I'm not going to make over Islam for somebody else because I'm not an Islamist. There are many, many beautiful things about Islam, about the practices of Islam. There are many, many beautiful things in prayer to God and communication with God on a daily basis. There is no need to reform practices except when the practices pave way to anger and frustration and hatreds. And that is something that needs to be addressed. You call me a kafir. I deny a religion that denies the validity of the Torah. To say that my Torah has been altered is patently false. I can prove that to anybody. Nobody from your community is willing really to discuss that with me. Instead, they say that I received something that was altered, which is a lie. I didn't receive anything that was altered. So I'm a kafir, and since I'm a kafir, I deserve to die, or else I have to pay dhimmi tax. Nobody in this country, nobody who's tasted of freedoms will ever go back to becoming a dhimmi. Not I, not any Jew in this whole world, not any Christian in this whole world. We want to be equals under the law. The question is, how can we be equals under the law when it's an unequal set of beliefs? So theoretically, it would be best to be like under an American Constitution, where everyone has the ability and the right to practice as they choose, as long as they don't hurt each other. Unfortunately, people who believe in Muhammad or Muhammad's message believe that they have to articulate hate and anger and murder against those who disagree with them. That's most unfortunate. So the challenge for the young Muslim of today is to challenge their spiritual leaders to give them a message that allows for what people actually feel is correct. That the entire world will worship God as one. That there will be only one people, the people of the world, the entire universe, the entire humanity, all worshiping the Creator. All worshiping the Creator from the depths of their heart according to the way they were taught. But worshiping the Creator and practicing kindness and compassion to those who are without, and not passing judgments on people who think differently from them, or look differently from them, or behave differently from them. Instead, we should inspire each other to come to greater heights in our own quest for spirituality, in our own quest for goodness, and our own quest for wisdom. We should challenge each other to be more truthful, not less truthful. To be more honest, not less honest. To be more learned, not less learned. To be more caring, not less caring. To worry about each other so that we can all be healthy and be able to worship our God, the God of the universe, in good health and happiness and peace. And that's my hope for this year.